Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. This video is sponsored by Unibet. Get over to the Unibet blog page. Check out Billy's blog there for Toffee TV, talking about what Everton players we'd like in before the 5 o'clock deadline tomorrow. There's some other great writers on there as well, writing all the transfer news. To get on that blog, check the link in the description below. Everton are still thought to be making another bid for Wilfried Zaha. It's been a mad day of stories. We had the story this morning that Crystal Palace wanted 80 million. Then reports of another bid rejected, but that's been refuted by some journalists. Others are still going with it. Then there was an Everton bid for another player. Then Zaha handed the transfer request in, and ultimately we're no clearer on the situation. Crystal Palace don't want to sell. Fair enough. Everton still want the player. The player apparently wants to move to Everton. Other teams are reportedly circling. I don't know whether that's just Sky trying to create a deadline day bonanza tomorrow. But it seems, according to some journalists, that Everton will have to pay £80 million to get Zaha out to Crystal Palace. And it's whether or not Everton are going to pay £80 million for the player. They quite clearly like him. Is there better value out there in the market? There is. But Wilfried Zaha is a proven Premier League player who would improve Everton's team and could be the difference between European football and not. So it remains to be seen whether Everton will go back in with an acceptable bid for Wilfried Zaha. It's a watch this space, I suppose, as we count down to the 5 o'clock deadline tomorrow night. The player I was alluding to then in the Zaha conversation was, of course, Alex Iwobi. Everton tabled a £30 million bid for the Arsenal player today. It was rejected by Arsenal, but again, reports and reporters around Arsenal saying that a bid of around £40 million would be acceptable to Arsenal, and Iwobi would move to Goodison Park for that fee. It remains to be seen whether Everton go back. At the moment, they haven't. For the player, who I think would be a good addition to Everton. He's fast, strong, got good feet. He's unpredictable. He's frustrating, but all of those kind of players are. But again, if the ball is firmly in Everton's court there, whether they go back for him. Everton also made an attempt to take Chris Smalling on loan today from Manchester United. That was rejected. The 29-year-old centre-back has dropped down the pecking order with Harry Maguire's arrival at Old Trafford. Everton wanting an experienced centre-back to come in, having lost, of course, Philip Jagielka and Kurt Zouma. The Zouma deal looks dead in the water with David Luiz looking like he could possibly join Arsenal tomorrow. So there's no chance of getting Kurt Zouma. But Everton have apparently turned their attentions to Fikayo Tomori and are chatting to Chelsea rather about a loan move for the young centre-back. So we'll have to see whether or not Everton get that one over the line. He's highly rated, played for the England under-21s, was with Frank Lampard last season at Derby. Lampard waxed lyrical about him, said he's got everything to get to the very, very top. And we'll have to see whether Everton do get Tomori on loan. James McCarthy is expected to complete his move to Crystal Palace today. Fee ranging between 3 million and 8.5 million has been quoted. We don't know, but one thing is his wages will be welcome off the Everton wage bill. McCarthy on around £75,000 a week. The Blues will be happy to get that off their wage bill. It's been unfortunate for James McCarthy. He's only played about 16 games in 3 seasons. He's had a terrible time with injuries, but was an excellent player when he was uninjured for Everton Football Club, and I'm sure he'll do Crystal Palace a good job down there in South London. Everton are waiting to confirm Djibril Sidibe's move from Monaco. It's expected to be announced anytime soon. He's done his medical today, and Everton, we're just waiting on the announcement now from the club that he is an Everton player for the season. And finally, Matty Pennington is in talks about a loan move to Hull City. The defender has spent time obviously on loan at Ipswich Town last year, picked up an injury before the end of the season, and is now looking likely to follow Josh Bowler across to Hull City. We'll wait to see whether that one is finalised before tomorrow. And that is it for Toffee TV News Daily. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Get over, join us on Patreon. Give this video a like. And don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow with a transfer deadline day special. Make sure you check that out. See you later.